God is love. God is agape love. And everything in God's universe is ruled by his agape love. The 10 Commandments inside the ark represent God's law of agape love. They represent love for God and love for each other. The whole universe lived by God's law of agape love until Lucifer rebelled against the law and iniquity was found in him. He then established his throne of iniquity. Shall the throne of iniquity, which devises evil by law, have fellowship with you, with God? The law of God is represented on earth by the tree of life. Lucifer's new law is represented on earth by the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Agape love was a single principle, love for everyone, impartial, unconditional. Lucifer's law became partial and conditional. It rewarded those who were considered good and punished those who are considered evil. As human beings, we have a choice to see God and his character either through the tree of life, which is Jesus Christ, or to see God through the tree of the knowledge of good and evil as a God of reward and punishment. And as we make this choice, we begin to reflect our choices. Those who see God as a pure God of love, a holy God of love, without darkness at all, begin to reflect that image in themselves. Those who see God as a God of good and evil, a God with a mixture of light and darkness, begin to reflect that God in their lives. The wrath of God is revealed from heaven towards those that choose to see him in the wrong light. They not only misunderstand the first 4 commandments, which reveal the true God, but also the last 6 commandments, because they are an outworking of the first 4. And so, by the end, they are completely out of harmony with the God of love, and in complete harmony with Satan's tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men. Unrighteousness is manifested in all the ways in which we emulate a God that looks more like Satan than Jesus Christ. All the punishment we lash out at our children, at each other, all the anger, mercilessness, the abuse, all the violent ways in which we harm one another, ways that are contrary to God's pure and unmixed character of love, all of these things fall under the category of unrighteousness. Everything that is not in harmony with God's character of unconditional, impartial, non-violent, freedom-giving love, as revealed by Jesus Christ, is unrighteousness of men. Everything that stems from Satan's principle of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is unrighteousness. For the wrath of God is revealed against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who suppress the truth in unrighteousness, because what may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has shown it to them. Those who are ungodly and unrighteous have no regard for God or for humanity. They suppress the truth about God's character of agape love in unrighteousness because they exchange the truth for a lie. They believe that Satan's moral law of reward and punishment is a good and right way of doing things, and so they think that God's righteousness is based upon reward and punishment. They suppress the truth of God's law of unconditional love by using the conditional law of works, which was found in Lucifer in the beginning of his rebellion. Those who ascribe falsehood to God's character suppress the truth about him in unrighteousness. Unrighteousness takes the place of righteousness, and thus it suppresses the truth. Because what may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has shown it to them. Everyone knows that God is love. Everyone knows that God is merciful, kind, gentle, honest, trustworthy, with unshakable integrity, truthful. Deep down, we all know that that's how God is. But many believe that God is violent, controlling, forceful, and punitive. And that is a contradiction of what God has shown us inside our hearts. Having the correct knowledge of God is so important because what may be known of God, what may be known of His true character, is manifest in us, for God has shown it to us. But if we choose to go against what God has shown to us, then the only thing God can do is allow us to reap the consequences of our choices. In every one of us there is a basic understanding that God is only good. There's a basic knowledge that He is pure and loving. Even atheists know what God is all about because they are quick to point out how believers can be so inconsistent with the true God. How often have we believers been called hypocrites by atheists? The wrath of God is never poured out against those who are in ignorance. Those upon whom wrath is poured out deep down know who God is, but they have rejected His principles. They exchange the truth for Satan's counterfeit.